How are you, man?
Good, man. How you going?
Oh yeah, a little bit fucking tired and lacking of sleep, but that's the rock and roll lifestyle, right?
That's right. That's right. You were up our way last night.
We were, yeah, yeah. Had an early flight this morning, so but we made it. We everything went kind of to plan. The gig was a little bit weird last night with some of the organization, but yeah, we made it back. Yeah,
Oh, well, man. Yeah, I really wanted to go, but
yeah,
I've got a new job, so it's I
yeah.
I was
You're
like,
you're in the Goldie though, right?
yeah, I'm Gold Coast, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
about an hour or so that way. But I was keen. I was like, I just couldn't make it work,
Yeah.
unfortunately. This time I was like, you know,
That's all right. That's all right.
but we'll catch up soon. But man, how you been? You been good apart from that?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, everything's been really crazy, just trying to get everything over the line here. So, yeah, and having that gig last night, it was just like we really wanted to do it, but it was just probably not the best timing, like overall, but yeah, it was fun to do, but we're just gearing up for tomorrow. So yeah, yeah,
Tomorrow is a big day. Oh, but when this goes up, which will be on the weekend, it'll be
yeah.
right now, where you can get the new album right now.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and
fair enough.
man, Terrorform is, as I just said, out right now, kids.
Yeah.
And man, it's just such a great album, man. It's a lot darker, it's heavier, angrier, than your previous work. Like, what drove the direction this time?
Honestly, like we just it kind of just what came out, I reckon. Like we've all gone through some shit over the last couple of years since the last one, and pretty dark times, but some great times as well. We've had some really like excellent times with the band, but personality, sorry, in our personal lives and stuff.
Yeah,
Like Chris, unfortunately, lost his dad, and
yeah.
Phil lost his sister as well, and me personally just dealing with a few things. So that just it just came out, I think, just with all that sort of stuff. I think we all wanted to go a little heavier on this one as well, and yeah, like, I don't know, it just kind of comes out of you. I don't know, who knows where this shit comes from, right? But we all had a pretty good idea that we wanted to make the whole, like even the artwork and stuff, just like dark and heavy and stuff. So it's certainly heavier, but there are, I mean, if you've heard it, then there's a lot of lighter stuff in there. Well, lighter stuff, but there are grandpa's guitars on it, acoustic guitars. So yeah,
It's great. It's really good.
yeah.
And it's really
I'm,
diverse.
I'm I'm glad you like it, man. I'm glad you like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been sitting on it for a couple of weeks. I've been listening to it.
Okay.
Oh, and the
Yeah.
launch
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Because I mean, we were just trying. We had an Alf visit us and knock out
Yeah.
our power for a week. So,
Yeah. Well, I think I fucking told you I was there, and I just managed to get out because I was there for a holiday, and I just managed to get out before it hit. So I really wanted to almost because my hotel, it was a great view of the beach. I wanted to
yeah.
see it come in. I
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone was hyping it up. Well, I mean, was it really that bad?
No, but when it knocked the power, look, the night that it actually happened, I was
Yeah.
with my mates, which is just down the road. And it wasn't meant to really hit until the morning after. And I was like, oh, I've got to stuck around there, watch a movie, and have a beer, and then I'll come home. It'll be sweet. Everyone's like, yeah, it'll be fine. Man,
Famous last words.
yeah, dude, it was hectic. Like it picked up real quick. And I looked at my mate. I said, I gotta go. And I
Yeah.
went to go out the back door, and we heard one of the trees in the back of his property go down.
Oh
I
wow.
was like, he's like, garage. So we'd run through the garage and I'm bolting to my car, man. And
No shit.
I'm driving. It's 5 minutes up the road, but lots of
Yeah.
trees. And by the time I'd gotten halfway, there was a bunch of trees and stuff already knocked over.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm just
Wow. Yeah.
like legging it. And man, we lost power that night. But like I was watching like from across here, like electricity boxes blow up and
Blowing up. Oh shit.
yeah, it
Okay.
was full on, man. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
that's cool. And then it was just caveman for like a week.
Yeah, that's fucked, eh? I mean, we're like, I saw heaps of pictures of the beaches that I was on,
Yeah.
and they're basically just gone now. It's fucking, yeah, nuts, man.
Yeah, but we're all good. We're okay.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the main thing.
you
Yeah.
know, I think it was just it just sucked not having, the things we take for granted, the
Mm,
first world problems like internet and power and stuff like that makes you
yeah.
appreciate that stuff
So,
more.
yeah, are you gonna go buy a fucking generator now or what?
Yeah. Well, my mate went and saw he had a generator, so we chucked our stuff in his fridge. Thanks, Ollie.
Oh, no.
Um, but yeah, I think generators on the cards for
Yeah,
sure,
nice.
for sure. But
Sweet.
enough about Alf. Fuck Alf.
Fuck it. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, yeah. But man, your last album, Dead End Destiny, came out in 2021. I can't believe it. Really?
Yeah.
2020. Man, I thought it was like only last year. I was like, it's only not that long ago. And it's gone real quick, hey.
I honestly, man, I didn't. Yeah, someone mentioned that the other day, and I'm like, really? Was it that long ago? Like they're saying it's been so long since your last album. I'm like, has it though? Really? But
It's
apparently,
yes. Yeah, which I love that album as well. But when did the writing start for Terrorform?
um, probably a couple of years ago, I reckon. We were, we've always got riffs hanging around and whatever, but we made a conscious effort. Because usually when we tour, like when we do an album, obviously we go out on the road and we fucking tour for forever. And our albums are always delayed because of touring. We do it every fucking time, all the time. We'll get half of it done and then we're gonna go somewhere or whatever. So this time we kind of said, nah, we're gonna stay and we're gonna get it done. And we actually turned down some pretty good fucking tours last year and earlier on this year too. But we honestly, we made a conscious effort after one of the tours because hearing Chris saying we need some fucking new songs, man. So we started to sort of gather some riffs together. We had a couple of jam. We had a jam at a mate's place and just sort of roughly recorded a lot of the stuff just on our phones and shit like that just to seeing what we had. And there was some okay things. There's a couple of things that made it, but that was all the way back, like probably 2 years ago, man. And then again, as you do, tour, play shows, and then yeah, it was time for us to get it together. So we had a jam where we all brought some stuff in, and then we went to a mate of mine's farm. He owns a cherry farm, believe it or not. Kerry's Cherries. Head down there if you're in Adelaide, mate. Beautiful place, but he's got a studio like right down the back of the property, so you can just be absolutely isolated. And we stayed there for a couple of days and just went at it, and really started to plan stuff out. And that was probably about maybe a year ago or so. And
Yeah.
then from then it's just like we demoed every track off of this album, which we've never done that before. So a lot of emailing, guitar parts, drum parts, and stuff like that. So it's been on the cards for a while, but yeah, as you would know, like you've got all these plans to get it done and have heaps of time to fucking spare. And man, we were laying things down like days before we had to really cut everything off. So but yeah, it's been a longer process, a bit harder overall, a bit different for us, but we got over the line. So
Yeah, it's unreal, man. You can hear in the record that it's had a lot of time and effort and heart put into it. That's for sure.
yeah, I mean, I had to like because I'm the producer, I guess you'd say, of it. So we did a lot of re arranging. I had to change a lot of things here and there, and turning these ideas into actual songs. And there was one song that was just being a fucking nightmare, and Chris was a little bit worried about it not quite being hidden intent. Every album we like to broaden our lane just a little bit more. And we kind of felt on the first couple of versions of that, maybe we'd gone a little bit too out of our comfort zone. And he's like so thrash, it's ridiculous. So he should know, right? So he's going, I think it's a little bit too. We should got to bring it back a little bit. So I had to do so many different edits of that song, and I think I did 9 in the end.
Wow.
And I remember the last one that I ended up sending through to the guys. It was like because we actually called it Frog just as a working title. Actually, it's called Llama Frog. That's what it's called. Which turned into Terrorform. And I wrote Frog volume or number 9 and this is I'm not fucking doing this again. MP4 or whatever the fuck. It was like this is it, not doing it again. So yeah,
Man, I do like that llama frog. That's
yeah.
that's cool.
Well, like
Everything's fine.
the early version of it, man, it sounded a little bit, Lamb of God sort of style, and that's not who we are really. But again, we have our lane, and every album we want to just try to push it a little bit more and see what we always we're never going to be anything else. We're always going to be a thrash band. We're not going to take ourselves too seriously, and we're going to sing about fucking drop bears and kangaroos and shit. But yeah, I don't know. We didn't really want to do that on this one as much. So, but yeah, we had another one. It was the working title was Fluffy Unicorn Execution. That was a good one. So
That is a good one. That's actually a really good name for a band. There's a lot of diversity on the album too. Like
yeah,
as I mentioned before. One I like, was it the second track? I think it's like Kill Fatuation.
yeah.
Yeah, it's that's a correct me if I'm wrong, but is that like a tribute to Lemmy and Motorhead? Because it's definitely got that DNA in there mixed with
Yeah,
thrashy goodness.
it's funny you should say that. Like that's the song we've had. That was the first song that we got done actually, and we actually been playing that live now for a while. Fuck, probably over a year now. But that's the one we've had for a while. It came together pretty easily,
Hmm.
and yeah, Chris has just done that. Yeah, I think it's the chorus, the way he sings the chorus, because we've had a few fans go, "Yeah, man, that's cool." It's like if Lemmy joined a thrash band or something like that. And it's a little bit more rocky, I think,
Hmm.
as well. So we've had a few people say that, but I don't think it was intentional. But Chris has been he does a lot like a tribute thing with like a Motorhead thing, so that was inevitably going to come through, right? So yeah, that's just kind of popped up on that one. There's another song on there, Cursed and Bound, that was certainly more of a almost a purposeful thing to sort of tip our hat to him because of fucking legend, of course. So but yeah, I'm surprised to see how many people say that about Kill Fatuation. So
It's got the
yeah,
spirit there. It's the spirit of Lemmy.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
that's right.
it's great.
Yeah,
And Cum Punch is a good one too.
that's the only working title that we thought, fuck it, let's just leave it, man. Like, I
Just
mean, it was going to be called Toxic Human because that's I guess what you kind of can obviously hear that in song, but I don't know, man. I think we all just love that name, and
yep.
and we've actually been hearing people's thoughts on and versions of what they think it means and stuff like that, and I just think it was a joke to start with, but we thought, fuck it, let's just keep it in there because, as you said, like there is a lot of diversity in this, and a few people have heard some of the newer stuff, and we've gone all like serious and stuff, which isn't a negative at all, but there is, yeah, we wanted just to keep that kind of element in there as well, and I think Kill Fatuation's a fun song as well. Like we're planning on doing a clip for that, and it's going to be hilarious. So
Awesome. Oh man,
yeah.
I can't wait. And of course, you've got a pretty mad guest on here in Guillermo Izquierdo.
You
Izquierdo.
said that very well. I
Yeah,
can't pronounce his name, man. I can't do it.
yeah. That's it. Thanks, Google.
Yeah.
Translation. I'm pretty sure it's Guillermo Izquierdo. Um,
Yeah.
from
I asked Phil about it yesterday, and I'm pretty sure he said the same thing. So, yeah,
man.
yeah, he's a fucking gun, man. Like, I mean, Angelus are like one of our favorite bands, and just for favorite human beings in general. They're just a great band. I don't know whether you saw them when we brought them out, but one of the tightest bands you ever see live. Like, yeah, they've got everything, man. And he's just such a nice guy. And it was so, I know he's really like flat out at the moment. It was really good for him to spend that time and to even do it for us.
Oh, so he didn't do it while he was here, like he
No,
did it
no.
at home.
Yeah, I mean, again, like that was on Terrorform, and that was one of the last songs to get done vocally. And we Chris had already recorded the verse that he ended up doing, but we were thinking about it for a while. And again, like Gilly's been flat out, so it's taking a while to get back. And then he goes, "Yeah, man, I'll fucking do it, no worries." So we sent the track over to him, and him and Jono got it done, and it sounds fucking really cool. It suits his voice. The
Yeah.
song works really, really well. So yeah.
Are you going to be playing it live?
We yes, we are. We're gonna premiere it at the launch, and yeah. So we haven't actually played it live yet. Last night we did. What did we do? We did like three off the new album last night at the Toxic Holocaust gig, but we didn't do that one. We just felt like we needed to keep it a little bit more up to tempo, I suppose. I mean, and that song's fucking quick, man. It's one of
Yeah.
the hardest songs to play on drums, to be honest. But no, we haven't played it yet, but we are going to play it. And hopefully it's going to become like a staple live track. And Chris is, we might actually, on every show, we might get someone to come up and sing that verse. We don't mind doing that stuff. Dude, you can do it. You can do it.
I was going to say, man, hey, man, I'll do a mic grab, man. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, do it, man. Like we were going to get Fish to do it from Headbore at the
Oh, yeah.
launch, but he's got his own band and his own thing to worry about with the launch and whatever. So, but no, dude, we would love to have you up. That'd be killer.
Be an honor. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's a great track, man. It's a great, as I keep saying, it's a great fucking album. And it's got those emotional parts as well, which I understand have come from loss and grief within the band. Were those tracks pretty difficult to record and write and execute for the record? Was that something that you guys found?
Yeah. Look, we did have we were all on the same page where we wanted to do something to sort of pay tribute. We all also lost. It was a few years ago now, but one of our good mates, Matty P. So we wanted, this a lot of this stuff has been happening, and we wanted to just sort of put something out there that was, I don't like calling it like a fucking ballad, but I guess it kind of is. Like if you're talking about what One More for the Road, anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, we just wanted to sort of commemorate it in some sort of way, and I kind of had an idea about the way roughly I wanted it to go. I wanted to have like maybe a ballad sounding song with Lemmy trying to sing it, and I wanted to get that emotion through. And I told Chris, I'm like, dude, I want to be able to hear the cigarettes in your fucking voice, even though he doesn't smoke. You know what I mean? Just get that real honest. We left some errors that in there just to try to keep that emotion through. But I know that it has been emotional, especially for those two guys, because they're the ones that have kind of been dealing it with a little bit closer to home. So, and Paradox is a tribute to Phil's sister, so that was the piece that he wrote for her, and it was awesome. And a pleasure to have that as the opening track for the album. So we've listened to it back, and I know that it's been hard to listen to, but we think that they're great. So, and even though you can be metal as fuck, but we've all been through this, so I think there's a time and a place to listen to something like that.
Absolutely. There's another one, the instrumental. Was it the loss?
The loss, yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually something that I wrote. I'm not a fantastic guitarist by any stretch, but I wrote that as more of a personal thing. I didn't think it would ever make it on a Hidden Intent album, to be honest. But I mentioned to the boys that I had this piece that I wanted to put on there, and kind of more of an Opethy sort of Catatonia vibe, which I love all that sort of stuff. So. And yeah, I kind of sent it to the boys, and they're like, "Dude, this is killer. We should absolutely do it." And I was really really stoked, And then I had to send it over to them and get them to learn how to play the fucking thing. And apparently, it's not easy to play. So, but yeah, I actually managed to play the lead part, like a couple of the lead parts on that as well.
Awesome.
Again, I'm not a great guitarist at all, but that song in general is that one's quite personal to me about all that stuff as well. So.
That's awesome, man. No, it's killer. I love it.
Really good. We were thinking about using it as the intro, but I kind of felt like we needed something that kind of built a little bit more, And when I heard what Phil had put together with Paradox, I'm like, dude, that's it, you know. And then we just had to rearrange it a little bit because it was like 3 minutes long or something. So I just edited it down and whatever. But yeah, like we're going to be opening up the sets now with that for probably the foreseeable future. I know it's going to hit Phil, you know, every
Yeah.
time that. So, yeah.
Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna
Mm.
be amazing. But yeah, you just did that too with Toxic Holocaust.
Mm.
How was he in the road with those guys?
Well, we only did the Brisbane show, so
Oh, really? I thought
yeah,
you did the
yeah.
whole thing.
No, we didn't do that. I don't know what the deal was with that. Chris mentioned something about it last night. He was saying that you know, we were obviously spoken about to go over and do it, and
Yeah.
we wanted to do the whole thing, but I think the person who organised it had already hooked a few things up or whatever, and he just sort of said, "Look, if you want to do Brisbane," and we're just like, "Fuck yeah!" Like we love those guys. So any opportunity. So it was good to hang with them for a little bit last night. Again, it was a bit chaotic, a bit unorganized in a few different ways, but we made it work. They fucking smashed it. You know, it was a really good night overall. We got to play with Asylum as well, which we always love playing with those guys.
Yeah, awesome, man. Awesome.
Mm.
So I mean, you've probably planned the next year already, you know, with touring and stuff like that. How's what's on the cards?
Well, we're gonna hit Australia as much as we can. We've already got a lot interstate sort of sorted, and yeah, we like to go a lot of country towns as well. Like we like to hit everywhere because they just fucking love it, man. Like,
Hmm.
and but we have got Europe in August and September. We're gonna head back over there. We've got a few festivals already, and just fulfilling out the rest of the tour at the moment. We were There was talk about doing South America. I'm not sure if we can get it done this year. We actually had an opportunity to do it earlier on in the year, but it just wasn't going to work. So that's been on the cards for a long time. We've never been there, so we did a lot recently, fairly recently with like Asia and stuff. So I'm not sure if we'll go back there like for a little while, but maybe next year we'll head back to Japan if we can. We love it over there, and yeah, last year we took Angelus over there and like to China and like Korea and all the rest. So that was cool, but I'm not sure if we'll head back there on like this year. So we're just keen to play wherever, man. Like wherever we haven't played, and a few places that we have played that we know we go down well. So, but Europe is home for us, other than Australia, of course. So,
That's awesome. Man, Japan
mm.
is like my dream. That's
Oh, dude,
we want
killer.
to
Have you ever been over there? Or?
never been, man. I've never been. Like I want to go for a holiday with my family, but the boys and I are always talking about like, man, we got to hit Japan. We got to go
Mm.
and like tour Japan. That's I think next year is something we really seriously want to do. Um,
Yeah, I mean it's great. Unfortunately, with it, like due to the size of the place, you know, you can't really you arguably can't really play that much there. Like you can't tour there for like 3 or 4 weeks or anything like
yep.
that. Most bands seem to do, you know, maybe two to four at a stretch, just because it's small, you know.
Mm.
Although there's a fuckload of people there, of course, but we've done it now a couple of times, and we've only really managed to play like one or two shows when we go over there. But dude, just to go there and experience the metal scene, and just, you know, obviously the culture and everything, it's killer, man. It's so much fun. Yeah.
Man, metal and giant robots is kind of my thing. Hey, so it's, if you couldn't fucking tell,
Fucking home for you then, mate. You
mate.
fucking did. You wouldn't even come home.
No, no, shh, shh, shh. Jesus, what you play? Where's my husband? Uh, he's
Yeah.
changed his name and he lives under the giant Gundam in a tent. Um, but
Yeah.
but man, it's you know, there's lots on the cards by the sounds of things. But is there a bucket list thing for the band? Like you got all those places you still haven't got to
Hmm.
yet, and bands you haven't toured with. What's the thing that's on that list?
Well, fuck, man. We've been so fortunate. I wouldn't say we've been lucky, because there's a lot of fucking hard work that goes into it. But I mean, for us to be able to have already played like Varken and stuff like that, that was always so high up.
Mm.
And I remember when I joined the band, we were talking about like what the goals were, and Chris's number one was to play like Vakken, and after that, he goes, after that, we play that, I'm fucking done, I'm retiring. And then when we actually got it, because we didn't think it was ever going to happen,
Yeah.
and when we actually got it, we're like, so Chrissy, are we splitting up the band or what's going on? So, but I mean, it would be great to go back and play there again, and I'm sure they've got rules and systems in place that you got to wait for a while and all the rest.
Mm.
But more European festivals like that. We did Bloodstock as well, where we got to play right after In Flames and right before Killswitch Engage, which was a fucking trip. So
That's crazy.
just huge crowds. It was great. So like those sorts of festivals are what we would love to do more of, and we've got a few that are possibly coming up. Not probably never going to be that size, but we're hoping to continue playing those sorts of shows. Like I said, we want to go back to Japan for a bit longer if we can, and do South America. We've already done America, which was, a bit hit and miss overall.
Mm.
But I reckon just doing more of those European sort of festivals is what we're after.
That's
That'd be
awesome.
good.
Yeah,
Mm.
I hear South America's wild.
Yeah, we've heard good and interesting things. Like again, we are going to do a tour with Lich King actually, and just they said in general, like when you go over there, it's not overly safe to drive too much, so you got to fly a lot.
Mm.
So that was one of the things, and obviously if you've got to fly it, like costs the promoters or it costs the band or whoever's paying for it a lot more. So you got to plan it pretty well by the sounds. And there's been a couple of them that have come through, but it hasn't been the right timing or the right, sort of situation. So really hoping we'll get over there this year. I've got my fingers crossed on that one. I've never been over there, so yeah.
Man, I've never been myself, so
Yeah.
I'll just live through you guys, or
Well,
take me in the suitcase.
well, if you do a good job singing Terrorform, mate, fucking we'll just you can join the band as a second vocalist. We'll do some Linkin Park shit, mate.
Hey, there you go. There you go. You heard it
Yeah,
here first, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, yeah.
But man, that's awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out on the show, brother. It's been really good catching up with you. Hey.
Yeah, man. No worries. Always a pleasure, man.